Tattoo Talk with Jeremy at Spokane Super Tattoo.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And Brandon's busy again with Nicole here. And we were talking about...
Conspiracy theories.
Yes, and such. So, tell me what you like and stuff. Like, it doesn't even have to be a conspiracy, just anything. You know, what do you like talking about, researching?
Really big into World War II.
Ooh.
Typically the European side.
Okay.
So I study all sides of World War II. You know, what happened in Paris, what happened in France, the French side of things, their side of the story, of how it all went down, how it happened, the Polish side, and how they were excommunicated at the very end. And me and Brandon were talking a little bit about some of the paranormal stuff that was going on. He had mentioned stuff down in Antarctica with properties of levitation and their projects down there, and how a lot of German scientists became English-studied scientists.
Like Werner von Braun?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He's got a lot of movies out about him, but they're all false. I mean, none of it is really accurate. His was more about telepathy and mind of what your mind can do for you.
He developed NASA. He was the head of NASA.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff that I've read about it's not even aerospace. It's more of mind control. So I don't know. I think.
So NASA seems pretty bullshitty.
A little bit.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I don't know. It's just all interesting to think about.
It really is.
All things considered, I mean, there's so many sides to every story. So how are you supposed to believe any one side?
It's hard. Now, Nicole, what would you say about, was there any time travel going on? Have you heard about that aspect?
Not really, no.
Because they talk about things with time travel, and I can't get behind it. I just, it's not my bag.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, how do you hide something like that? Wouldn't that change what happens in the future? Like, time travel backwards? Change the whole future with one small move, one small error. I mean, you stop the genocide that happened in World War II. What would today be like? Can anybody say what would happen or what would today look like?
Nope. No.
I mean, you can't even fathom if that never happened. What other genocides would have happened if it wasn't the genocide against the Jews?
So now you've looked into this a little bit then, right?
A little bit.
I've read a little into it too, and I want to say that I read that when Hitler, wanted to cast them out of, it wasn't the first nation they've been cast out of before, like it had happened in the past.
Yeah.
Do you know how many nations?
That happens with so many nations since the beginning of time. I mean, that's the path of humans is casting others out.
Why did it happen to the Jews so often, though?
Based on color, based on.
Because I don't know. You've researched it.
Because majority of, I guess, our nations, our collective westernized civilizations believe in Jesus, believe in God, believe in a secular power. Where the Jews don't. They really discredit Jesus.
What do they believe in?
They believe in God.
Isn't that basically the same thing? Or, I mean, didn't Jesus come from God? Or
Jesus is one of the three. Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, but they didn't believe that a man walked this earth as Jesus and spoke to God and was a descendant of God.
Okay.
And was a disciple in a sense, and that hurts people. Religion is number one reason why people go to war.
People do not like that.
People do not like people that oppose their religious beliefs. It's just,
You know what? One other thing that really pisses off people, Nicole?
What?
When you talk about the moon landing.
Why?
People don't like it if you think we haven't gone to the moon.
People think it's a conspiracy theory as well.
They do.
People think that was, videoed in somebody's backyard.
There's just so much we don't know.
There's so much.
So
how do you... the flag moved, and from the spot that they had originally placed it, if you look at the landmarks of pictures over time of the moon, things have changed. Can things change and move if there's zero gravity? I don't know that. I'm not a rocket scientist. So.
No. So do you think that we went to the moon?
Yeah. I think we went to the moon. Yeah, I think space travel's real, and I think
So
we're at the very. I think we don't maybe know all that's going on with space travel.
Okay.
I think there's a lot that we're not being told.
do you believe Elon Musk put a Tesla roadster into space?
No.
Did you hear about that?
No,
Oh.
I don't believe that for a second.
How come? It's Elon
Why would
Musk.
that be a priority of anybody?
You're right. It
Is
wouldn't
that
be.
the culture now we live in? Let's put a car on the moon.
Right? Okay. Now here
Priorities.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
The moon is 238,000 miles away from Earth. And the deepest hole that we've ever dug on Earth is 8 miles.
Yeah.
So, for me personally, I can't believe that we can only go 8 miles into Earth, but we can somehow magically go 238,000 miles off of Earth?
Well, I don't know very much, and this is one thing that I really want to research more about is center Earth.
Oh!
That's a huge thing that I would love to get into and read more about. But is there something stopping us from going to center Earth? You know,
I
is
don't
it
know.
hot?
Is there
Get
a
8
center
miles
of the
down?
Earth?
You don't think the Earth is round?
I don't know. Have you ever seen it?
No.
No. And not about being round, but about being a core in the middle.
Yeah.
The deepest hole we can dig is 8 miles.
Yeah.
So if somebody tells me, I don't know. But if
Empty
you're telling me
space.
there's something there and no human being in the world can literally say for sure, like I tattooed a driller and he's like, yeah, the deepest hole is 8 miles. I'm like, so what's underneath that? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, is it molten lava? He's like, I don't know.
It's helium.
So if it's helium.
It's helium, and that's why we're floating.
See? There we go. That could be perfect there.
I found the theory.
Yeah. See, you got it there. So I'm not sure. And then also,
I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that.
you got to stick with that, right?
I'm gonna tell everybody.
Okay.
The Earth is filled with helium.
Now one more, Nicole.
Yeah.
So when the astronauts went to the moon, Richard Nixon called them on the phone.
Yeah.
From a landline phone, he called the moon 238,000 miles away, and there was no delay.
Satellites.
There were satellites back in the 1969, right?
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure about that?
Oh, we sent a satellite after Russia.
Okay. So that's why he was able to call the moon 238,000 miles away with no delay, no call dropped. But now in 2018, when I'm going over a hill, I lose my call to somebody.
That's because we ping off of towers, not satellites necessarily. That's why we can have satellite radio in the middle of trees.
Gotcha. Okay. So
satellites is far,
you know what's
far more advanced than anything that we have down here.
Okay, I got another question then.
Okay.
When I go up in a plane, they want you to turn off your plane and or
you
turn off your phone. And you know what? I don't do it.
Yeah, nobody does.
Yeah, and
Nobody
guess what?
really
I try to
does.
make a phone call, I try to text, I try to do anything, and I can't do it, but I'm up high where the satellites are.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh shit, you got me there. Oh man.
You know? So guess what, Nicole?
What?
Satellites don't even exist. They don't. You know what exists?
Well, what's
Underwater submarine cables is what keeps the world connected, and it's like 99% of all technology communication.
Yeah?
I'm going to write this down on paper so you can go home and look at it.
I'll look it up.
Yep.
I'll look it up. I'll look up. I have so much to look up.
You really
After
do.
the day.
And now this will be the last one, I'll say. You've been to the dentist, right?
Yeah.
When you get your teeth x-rayed, they put a bib over you, and then that little girl, you know, or usually a girl, she goes out of the room, click, click. Yeah, so she doesn't get the radiation.
Yep.
Do you know what they put over you?
Lead.
A lead bib.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know if you know this, but surrounding the Earth is the Van Allen belts of radiation. So when the astronauts went to and from the moon, they had to go through it twice. Now, their spacesuits and the space shuttle wasn't made out of lead.
No.
So how did
Mass
this...
radiation for those guys.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Amounts of radiation exposure.
So how did they... That's weird, huh?
Yeah.
How were these men able to do it only 6 times from 1969 to 1972 and then never go back again? Isn't that weird that we haven't been back in 40 or 50 years and our technology is so much better than it was?
Yeah. But maybe they think it's more cost effective to send, you know, robots that can capture more, that can
Mhm.
explore more, that can stay out there longer than humans. Which, I
Right.
mean, even if we were to send a human up to the moon, it's all going to be videoed anyways. And a robot can do anything a human can do up there.
Yeah.
And collect more information. I think that's primarily the reason why. They can send up a shuttle quicker. They don't have to have robots fed. It's cost effective, time effective. They can send a faster shuttle up there. Less chance of, death, human error.
That's another thing. I love how the first time they went to the moon, the first time without ever doing it before, let's make sure to film it just because we know it's going to work out perfectly. Come the fuck on. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't get behind that one. And I love it. My dad's always said forever, he's like, oh, we never went to the moon. And
now you're...
Oh, no, I always was on board with him. And
totally.
it's just... And then, after that, I started looking more and finding out that satellites aren't needed. They're really not fucking needed. It's really ridiculous and crazy. And you know what I love is when you watch NASA videos of spaceships or rockets. They go up, and then they curve. And then they curve. Oh, yeah, to go over the horizon. I still don't understand how going over the horizon gets you... I don't get it. But, I'm not a rocket scientist. I just use common sense. And you know what? NASA's full of shit. In my humble opinion.
In your humble opinion.
It's always a humble opinion.
I love your humble opinion.
Yeah, it's always. I'm not saying I'm right. I just want you to look for yourself and find some shit,
I'll
right?
always look for myself.
With any amount of questioning, I guess would be something going on for sure.
And if you want to find it, you will.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you won't. That's all it is. I love it all, though. So, have you heard of any dumb ones, other than maybe the moon, or any dumb ones that you can't get behind?
That's a good question. Usually I put those out of my mind.
Have you heard about the mountains, Nicole?
Why, I know about mountains.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Brandon's
Mountains are giant tree stumps, they're saying.
No, they're not.
Mountains used to be giant trees and they've been chopped down.
Oh, bullshit.
Hey,
Bullshit.
I know,
God,
right?
that's so stupid.
Where are the rest of the trees?
Where do you draw the line with conspiracy theories?
Well, yeah, that's part of some of the shit that you'll find when looking at.
Yeah, where it's like, that's so outrageous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I love it all, though.
Yeah.
So now, when you're not looking up conspiracy theories, do you like some good comedies like The Office or 70s Show?
I hate The Office.
Damn! Why, Nicole?
That and Parks and Rec.
Whoa, wait, you hate those shows?
Yes.
What about Modern Family?
No.
You love it or hate it?
I hate it.
Oh my gosh, what's going on here?
I don't like TV.
Okay.
I don't like TV.
So, then do you
I
have...
like Black Mirrors and The Handmaid's Tale. 2 shows.
But nothing like uplifting and happy.
No.
Okay, because see, I get into all the conspiracy and then I need like happy shit.
I get my happiness from living life.
That's good.
Versus other people showing me, I guess. How
Living
to
at
live
your own, yeah.
my own life.
And getting tattooed.
And getting tattooed.
So how did you hear about Brandon? Or Spokane Super Tattoo, anyway?
Let's see. Chancey.
Chauncey?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Chancey.
Oh, okay.
Chancey. Got her whole sleeve done by him.
Oh, cool.
From the start, I was like, that's some good work. The roses were really cool, and then, man, his detail is incredible. And I had to take advantage of some of his specialty in doing animals, and his portraits are phenomenal. And so, I mean, everyone that's probably got tattooed by him speaks really highly. So
Good.
he's doing a phenomenal job, and it doesn't hurt at all.
Not at all?
Not one bit.
But you gotta remember you're a woman. See?
Nothing hurts us.
Well, okay, here.
Except childbirth.
Yeah, that does. Now, see, we gotta tell the truth about women here is, women, people may think that they may be the weaker of the species, but when it comes to,
Pain
I think,
tolerance.
endurance and pain, they're the ones that have children. If you are a heterosexual woman, you date men, and men are very irritating. They're very annoying, which could be like a tattoo.
Yeah.
Not to mention you have...
I avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, and not to mention you, well, I don't know if you do or not, but women get the little monthly visitor.
Yeah.
So like a few hours of getting tattooed compared to a few days of cramps. Freaking girls can take everything better than... What?
Huh? I don't know which is worse, honestly.
No, huh? Well, see, maybe you have an easy cycle.
Yeah.
I know some
Yeah,
girls that are just,
that's
you know,
true.
like, whoop.
Dying on it, yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wow. It's all good. Pain for beauty.
That's right.
Pain for beauty.
And a pain is just what? Weakness leaving the body.
That's right.
That's what the Marines say. Semper Fi, do or die.
It only lasts so long.
Oh, that's
Go
it.
away.
All right, well then, we're going to let them get back to the rest of this, and we're going to check in when we get closer to the end. And Kay, unless I hear another cool conversation, I'm going to jump in and interrupt.
It
So.
only took you 2 hours to get over here.
Well, yeah, I had to do other stuff too. So.
He was like, I have a job to do.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
All right. Until next time, then, that was Nicole with some good-ass thoughts. Still at Super Tattoo, and Nicole is done for the day.
Yes, I am.
Hold on. Let's see that arm just down for... Okay, there we go. Okay, hold on. You stay how you are. Perfect. Hold up. All right, and then a little... There we go. Okay, hold on. Stay there, though. Look at that. Okay, a little more twist. Yeah. Alright, there we go. So, what do you think about that, Nicole?
Incredible. He's doing everything else for me.
What do you mean everything else? What has he got?
He's got a whole map laid out here. He's doing some touch-up work.
Okay.
Some
So
good
you're
stuff.
just starting, huh?
I'm just starting.
Alright, Brandon, do you feel good with what you did today?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely should be part
All
of
right.
some stuff for sure.
And then when Nicole gets home, she's going to have a lot of stuff to look up, huh?
Sure do.
Woo!
A lot of
Alright.
stuff.
There we go. Spokane Super Tattoo.